first of all, we need to help our kids understand what all of their options are. Remember I was talking to you about this interview that I would conduct with all of the 6th grade kids? So one question I would lead them in, I would say, there's one rule that we have at school. And that rule is that everything we do, it needs to honor the Lord, or it can't dishonor the Lord. You can have music that doesn't necessarily honor the Lord, but it's not dishonoring, so it's kind of music, all right? It's just music. But anytime we have music that dishonors the Lord, we don't want it here. Like movies, if it dishonors the Lord, or it demeans women in a certain way, or it demeans certain ethnic groups in a certain way, we don't want it here. All right? So the rule is anything that dishonors the Lord is not allowed here. All right? Then I say, are you okay with that? And they'll look at me and, Mom and Dad are here. Yeah, I'm okay with that. And then I'll say, when you get to 8th grade, are you okay if I remind you that you're okay with this? Okay, I'm okay. So we're okay with that. And then I said, now tell me, what would you do if you're at the lunch table and someone started talking about a movie that was really dishonoring of the Lord? What would you do? And so I get the, kind of the blank look. And I say, well, no, let's just think, let's look at all your options. What are your options? And so, and kids do not like to think. All right? So we need to help them to think. What are your options? What can you do? And so I at that point, you just look at your toe and you just listen. And eventually they'll talk. Well, I guess I could go to another table. Yeah, it's a good plan. All right? It might be the best thing to do. And not just for now. There's going to be times in your life when you see things going on around you, you got to get out of there. You got to leave, and you need to leave now. So leaving is a good strategy. Is there anything else you could do? Well, I guess I could change the subject. Well, that's brilliant. You could lead. You could actually lead. You could be a person of righteousness standing up in the middle of unrighteousness and lead the whole conversation in a new direction. That would be awesome. Would you consider being a leader for righteousness in our school? We need more people who can lead for righteousness. We have too many people in our world who lead for unrighteousness. We need more people who can lead for righteousness. Would you consider that? That would be great if you could do that. Is there anything else you could do? Well, I guess I could tell a teacher. You need to think through that one, because sometimes it's right to report it. Sometimes it's not, and sometimes you have to. So you got to figure that one out. But yeah, it's a good option. It's a good option, because if it's going a bad direction and it's going somewhere south that no one really wants to go, bring somebody else in. And don't forget that, just not for now, but it's for life. You're going to have to make sure that you know when you need to tell somebody. Is there anything else you could do? I can't think of anything. Well, I said, well, there's 2 more options that you could do. You could actually join in the conversation. You have that option. You could become a part of that conversation and add to that conversation. I hope you never choose that, but it's an option that you have. And you know what? A lot of people choose that option. They just graft in with what their environment says, and they become just like it. It's a terrible option. A lot of people do it. I hope you don't. And then I said there's another option that you could do, and that's nothing. You could sit there and do nothing. You're not leading for righteousness. You're not participating. You're just doing nothing. And I said that's a terrible option as well. And a lot of people in our world sit and do nothing. They allow it to go on and do nothing. But it's an option. A lot of people use it. I wouldn't recommend it. All right? So we're helping our kids think through all their options. And then, now when you get to the, what option are you going to use? I think I want to be a leader for righteousness. Yeah, I want to be a leader for righteousness. I'm gonna stand up for what's right. And then I say, I pray that you will. That God give you a chance, give you an opportunity, and that you stand up and proclaim the name and don't back down.